So it was well over a decade ago, and I was sending clients, I'm a psychotherapist, I was sending clients to Hoffman, and they were coming back very integrated. And it was truly impressive, and I got very curious about what was going on in Hoffman. So I decided to come and have a look, and of course we're never finished with our own work, and even though I'd done a lot, I still had a few more bits and pieces that I wanted to explore in my own childhood. And so I decided to come up and do Hoffman myself, so I was a participant. And of course thinking, oh well, I've done quite a bit of work and you know this shouldn't be too difficult. It wasn't difficult, it was wonderful, and much more wonderful than I had anticipated. And I was so impressed and enamored with the whole program. So I became a teacher, I think. I started my teacher training about a year later, and have been working on it ever since. I often think about personal growth work, psycho-spiritual work, as a relocation exercise. So it's like we're relocating from our ego, if you like, into something very essential and of who we are. So even though we talk about when you're serious about change, it isn't like you're going to become anybody else. It's more like you're going to become more of who you are. Very often, you know, we build quite a strong fortress around ourselves for a whole variety of reasons. And that fortress does become a prison. And it stops us from getting out, and it stops people from getting in, and we don't see it. It's like a prison with transparent walls, but we bump against it all the time. And I think that most people come along to Hoffman because they feel like they're stuck or they can't move forward. They do experience a glass ceiling or a glass boundary around themselves. And what I love about Hoffman is that Hoffman has a look at what is in the way of you being your best self. What I love about Hoffman is that I think it gives you the group experience so that you can see how other people tick and you can generalize from their experience and from their sharing. But it also gives you a group of psychotherapists that can fine-tune your path through Hoffman and can talk about your specific blocks and where those blocks come from and how to have some empathy around that and to melt those with kindness so that you can start living more from your best self, your essential self, your spiritual self. Everybody comes. There isn't anybody of race, socioeconomic, demographic difference that I haven't seen in my years at Hoffman. Everybody comes. And everybody comes because they want to grow. And that's a gift to all of us. So I think everybody realizes they're in a prison of their own making somehow. They don't understand it, but they want freedom. And that's what Hoffman gives us. It gives us freedom with a lot of emotional intelligence to move forward. And what I love about Hoffman is that it addresses all aspects of you. You get clever conceptual work, you get emotional release work, you get a variety of meditation practices and spiritual work, and your body is constantly asked to express what's true. So we are dealing with the quadrinity all the time. All our teachers are psychotherapists, which means we've seen it before and we can support you in it, that there isn't anywhere that you can go that we can't move with you and bring you back from there with a lot more of yourself than you came in with. It's an absolute privilege working on this program, it really is. I know that when we begin, everyone's a little concerned about being here and what this is all going to be about. And at the end of the week, nobody wants to leave. And it's just such a, it is an absolute privilege to be with people that have chosen to grow their consciousness for a week. We run Hoffman at a beautiful, eco-friendly venue in the hills in Byron Bay. And it's just gorgeous. And you really feel like you're cocooned in this magnificent part of nature, and the food is amazing, and we cater for all your dietary needs. In fact, the food is so amazing, it's a little bit too amazing. And the other thing is that we actually manage in a very rich program and full program to have a lot of fun.